Hang on.
I'm
I'm gonna go in the other room and check it out and see.
Yeah, I think you need to send me a link though, so I can come in the backstage and hear you talk.
Well, can't you just go out to like to Live Life Whimsically and see if you could hear?
Are you live?
Yeah,
Oh,
right now I am.
okay.
So I'll start reading the disclaimer because that's what I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the chat first. Good evening. Hey everybody, it's Michelle from Live Life Whimsically. Belora and I are here together. Here on our channel, we give commentary on other YouTube channels, religion, comedy, real estate, among other things. Tonight's one of those nights where I'm just gonna sit around and drink and talk about what's happening in my life or whatever the fuck I think about. Oh look, I already cussed. Here we go. Please do your own research though. Don't take anything either one of us say as fact. All content we stream falls under fair use. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And also please leave a comment about how you found us or about anything else you want to talk about. By the way, we're both practicing witches, so you should probably know that as well. So we were supposed to go live on Wednesday, and we did not do that. And I did go live by myself though, so there was that. And I don't even remember what I talked about on Wednesday. It's been kind of a great. Could you hear?
Yeah.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Perfect.
good. So anyway, went live Wednesday by myself earlier in the day. I try to go at least 3 times a week if I can. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, sometimes other times too, but I went live Wednesday. So kind of wanted to, because the two of us could not be any more different if we actually tried to be that way. And so it took me a minute to figure out the drama community, because at first I was like, I'm watching this shit out here because I kind of got. So this is all, first of all, Cece Suarez's fault, who runs her little page about anti-MLMs. This is how I got drawn into the drama community to begin with, was Cece Suarez doing her anti-MLM thing. And she introduced me to Dre McCray, whose husband sadly attempted to unalive himself. And I don't know what's happening with him anymore, but she was part of the paparazzi jewelry MLM, and then kind of discovered a way of eating from some crazy doctor who is no longer alive, where she believed she needed to drink alkaline water and go on this totally vegan diet, and she put her dogs, who probably shouldn't eat that way, and in my opinion, and children who shouldn't eat that way, in my opinion, and oh, hello, cat. Keep going off of my computer. Thank you very much. So I got brought in that way, and I don't know what happened or how after that. It's such a blur, and all this stuff only happened in July. So I think what happened was I just started to search for her on YouTube and to see what other content she had, because the paparazzi jewelry thing was really bad, first and foremost, because the shit is and it's been proven, so I'm not even going to say in my opinion, poisonous jewelry that had lead and nickel and other really toxic metals in it that people should not be exposed to in large amounts. And because she was a top producer in the paparazzi company, she was exposed to a lot of it, and so was her family. And so who knows what the heck happened there. But so as I started to dive into that, I discovered this whole like genre of YouTube crap where people were just picking and choosing certain creators who, I guess what they call them are tragedy pimps, that go out and start looking for, or go out and get involved in the true crime genre. in my opinion, if you're not a police officer or a private investigator or somebody that actually has any kind of um, expertise in searching for criminals that might have murdered people or have kidnapped children or other people or whatever, like a 48 hours mystery kind of thing that you would see, you probably have no business going out and trying to help solve these crimes. In fact, you probably could be harming the whole investigation by going out there thinking that you're going to fix things. And really, all you're doing is going out there in neighborhoods and putting up your pop-up tent and taking out your bullhorn and screaming and yelling at the house where the people that you think did something wrong are, and then the neighbors are having a rough time enjoying their life in their, what they call in real estate, the quiet enjoyment of their life and their property. So I don't see what those people are going to do. At first I was like, well, I don't get why these people are so crazy and start yelling about people like Molly Golightly and Bullhorn Betty and all of these people that go out and try to insinuate themselves into these true crime things. But the more I started to watch it, I was like, if these bitches were in my neighborhood screaming like 2 doors down right now with like floodlights, and these boots are made for walking and whatever the fuck else they do when they're trying to like, oh, you know, I know you murdered your kid and all that bullshit that they do when they go out there, that part right there would annoy me. Making money off of it because people are stupid and want to give them money, I don't care how you make your money. I don't care if you know, suck genitalia for money or if you go out and you do that thing. But I think that when you go into a neighborhood and mess with the quiet enjoyment of other people's lives and their own property that they paid a lot of money for to live there, that bothers me. And it bothers me that you might upset the investigation in some way. You might fuck up an investigation if you do that.
So let's talk for a second about this particular thing in the true crime genre, because you know, as a person who listens to true crime stories from various content creators myself, there's a vast difference between content creators who research true crimes that have happened and basically report on them or give them in a story format, versus harassing people who they have no idea. You know, I mean, they can say, oh, this person did this, but unless the person, you know, was convicted of it, who are you to be judge, jury, and executioner?
And exactly that. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. That's still the standard in the United States right now, at this moment. And so, in the beginning of this, I ended up, because of Drew, at Molly Golightly's page. And so then that led me to this other page where this lady Nonsense, who doesn't let you know who she really is. She uses a voice changer and she doesn't show her face. And here's the one thing that I'm going to say about Nonsense is she does not get paid for her content. She hasn't let YouTube monetize her, even though she could. She's got enough subscribers. She goes live long enough and has been enough hours where she could get paid if she wanted to. But she says she does it to warn people about what she calls tragedy pimps. So at first I was like, what the fuck's up with this Nonsense lady? Like, why is she picking on just this one creator? I'm still not convinced that she does not have something to do with that other crazy bitch, Katie Joy. I think she comes at Molly because of Katie Joy, but she's not the only person that just picks one target and goes at them. So that's the thing that I learned just in the last few days. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. They pick somebody they really don't like for whatever reason, and that's their person that they go after. So it could be anybody. Like, eventually,
Well,
if I'm lucky, people will hate me and come at me too.
Okay, so here's something to add to that is they're not just picking somebody random.
No,
There is at least a modest amount of research going into whoever they're deciding is the evil one this week,
yes,
Right.
yes,
and they're giving their opinion about why they think that person
exactly.
is doing wrong or
Well,
whatever.
and in Molly's case, they
The
picked her.
problem with it, though, is that they have little to no proof of anything.
That's the thing with nonsense. That like I've sat in her several hours stream before. Well, while I was doing other things, but I've sat and listened to her content, and she always says that she gives proof, she gives facts, but I still don't see proof
Yeah.
or facts. Now, there are some things where she can point to places in the videos where she's contradicting herself, and I can see that too. But in the beginning, I was just like, well, okay, but 48 Hours Mysteries makes money off of all of this tragedy too. They just don't stand in front of people's houses with bullhorns and lights and shit to get the content.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
It is entertainment, and so then like now there's these other. It's really kind of funny to watch everybody fight.
Yeah, it's funny for you. So I just want to.
That's where I'm telling you the dichotomy comes. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to interject right here that I do not care about any of these people, what they do, say. If they all fell off a cliff tomorrow and I never heard about them
Okay.
again, I would not care.
But here's why. I'm gonna tell you why you don't care.
Okay, I can't wait to hear this.
So like in the 1950s when TV first came out.
Okay.
Okay. So in the 1950s when TV first came out, and every morning the wife would get up and she would have coffee with her husband, and then she would give
Can't
them
wait
eggs
to hear
and
where this
bacon,
is going.
and then the husband would leave, and she would say, "Okay, honey, have a nice day." And then the wife would do what them gypsy ladies do and just start cleaning the fuck out of the house. But around 10 o'clock in the morning, the bitch would stop, have a cup of coffee, and watch her story. That's what I'm doing during the day. I'm getting up in the morning with you,
Yeah.
or Bob, and I'm having coffee with you bitches, and then you leave and you go to work, and then I get my little routine out and I start cleaning the house, but in the background I got YouTube on, and I'm listening to these hookers. And that's just, hooker is not a term, like I don't think any of these bitches are getting fucked or sucked for money. I am just listening to these hookers. Bitch. And they're my stories. It's my soap opera.
I do understand that. I really do.
Do you really?
Yeah, I just don't find any of them interesting at all.
Well, sometimes I don't either. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm done,
Yeah.
and I turn it off. But sometimes there's just some of them that I really like a lot.
To me, they're absolutely ridiculous.
They are mostly ridiculous.
It's like you have forced me to watch a few things, and I am just like I wish all these people would stop
They're not going to stop.
because I don't want to hear any more.
They're not going to stop because they make too much money doing it.
I don't. Yeah, that's another thing I don't understand. I don't get why people. They're just not okay. Bottom line, I don't find any of them entertaining. That's just it. And I get that.
Well, that's because you haven't heard Molly Golightly eat.
Ugh. No, you made me hear that today, and I cannot unhear that now. Thank you very much.
Cow.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of, cow.
Anyway, I not everybody likes the same cup of tea, and that's fine with me. I have nothing against people who, obviously, I have nothing against people who want to watch this shit and are entertained by it. I just am not.
It just took a long time for me to figure it out. And there must be a lot of people that do like it because bitches are getting paid.
Yeah, obviously there are a lot of people that.
And bitches, not only are they getting paid, like they're not only sponsored, like they have commercials that are being played during their YouTube videos, but people are subscribing to, not just subscribing, joining their channel. Subscribing is one thing, joining is another. Joining is where you actually decide you're gonna pay $1, $2 a month, whatever, to get other content on their Patreon, or buy them a coffee or whatever. Which, I mean, I do that for Unfucking the Republic. I have a $5 a month membership to that. But there are people that are handing these people cash on their Cash Apps, on their Zells, you know, and they're and I know in a few of their cases, not just Molly, but there's other creators that have Amazon lists, and they're getting shit that they want purchased for them from these people, and doing unboxings and shit on their page.
I totally believe that.
And I don't understand, because I have a stellar fucking personality. Why isn't anybody sending me any money? I don't get it. Like, I think I'm way more entertaining and much nicer than Molly. I mean, sometimes I'm a shit. It is true. But at least, I mean, if someone's giving me money, I'm not gonna, like, yell at them.
Yeah, I don't know, Michelle. I don't know.
I don't understand it.
I got no clue. So,
But why would you think, if you were like nonsense, right? What's the point of having a voice change on your channel so no one could?
because she's a troll. They're all trolls.
She says she's not a narcissist, though.
Sure. Okay. Whatever. I don't have the mental capacity to diagnose her.
Come on, you
What?
diagnose me all the
I
time.
know, but you're easy to diagnose because I can't so easily turn you off. Can't just change the channel.
You can turn off nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, to me, it's pretty apparent that at least some of them are narcissists. If not full-blown narcissistic personality disorder, at least have some narcissistic
Dude,
tendencies.
and lie on each other, like act like they're each other's friends. That's the funniest part to me. Is, I mean, I know some of them do know each other in real life, but a lot of them only know each other from here, and they think that that their relationship with each other is for real, and that the person that they're actually talking to through the medium is actually the person that person presents to the world.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like, why would you think when you're looking at the picture of their fucking face while they're talking to you, if they don't put their self up there and they don't have like the caricature that I got up here, and the only reason why you ain't looking at me is because ain't nobody picking apart my hair tonight, it needs to be washed, and I ain't doing that. But these bitches, if they don't come out there live where you could see them in real fucking time, they're filtered. They got a fucking filter up. No lines, fake ass eyelashes, and we're taking on the filter, but the picture that we've uploaded. Hang on, the picture we've uploaded, we've put ourselves in the most flattering way we can on the picture, so that when we do filter it, it's not even your real self.
Mhm. I mean, anonymity. The reason, there could be multiple reasons for that, not all of which are nefarious.
Yes, but why would you think you're really friends with that person?
Oh, well, that's there's an actual term for it. I don't remember the actual. There is a term for it, but it's like it's an actual psychological phenomena where a person thinks that they are in a relationship with a celebrity or somebody that they
So they're a
don't
stalker?
really know, but they think they have a relationship with them. What are you doing?
I'm gonna share it on Facebook.
Oh, okay. I forget what that's called right now, but there is a name for it, and it's not uncommon. for people to think that they are friends with or in some sort of relationship with either a celebrity or just a person of interest.
People really think that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. But still, if somebody's not showing you who they really are in their picture,
Why does it
and the
matter?
only thing that you have is you're talking to them online, and you and that's that, and you know when you're looking at the picture that they're sending you, it ain't fucking real.
Mm-hmm.
What would make you think that that relationship was real?
It's not. It doesn't make it. It doesn't make sense, Michelle. It doesn't like. There is no rationalness behind this. It just. That's part of the phenomena or whatever you want to call it. I mean, people used to do this with radio stars.
Oh, sure they did.
So, you don't need to see somebody's face
No.
to think that you have some sort of relationship with them. Okay, it's just me and you now, folks. Michelle has left the room. So what do you want to talk about next? Because I really, really don't want to talk about these people that I care nothing about anymore. I am very much not.
The dogs had something to say.
Yeah, the dogs had something to say. I am not as good at talking to myself as you are.
Well, it's because I'm an only child. I've been talking to myself my whole life.
I'm kind of an only child.
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you didn't like yourself.
I didn't like myself. I still don't like
That's a
myself.
lie. What? Yep. So I think I finally got them figured out.
Yeah.
It's just, this is the equivalent of Ladies Over the
Daytime
Fence
soap operas?
and daytime soap operas. Only real life. And people that you could just fuck with because you can. Or because you think you have some sort of power over them, I guess. I don't know. I sort of feel bad for some of them. I don't feel bad for, like, Molly. Because I think people are afraid of her. I think a lot of these content creators are afraid of her. I also think that might be why Also Nonsense doesn't show who she is, because I think she might be afraid of her. I think they all think that this woman has some sort of power over whether or not your channel is monetized or how many subs you get or whatever. And I think that they're terrified to say anything about her. Because in the early days of me trying to come out to YouTube and do things with this channel, when I would go into channels and listen to live streams, I would ask questions. Now, granted, people could have just missed my comments, but I asked, what is the fucking deal here? How did this drama start? Can someone give me a fucking, bite-sized pieces in elementary school context where I can understand what happened, because I don't get it. I don't understand why everybody's going at each other. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And no one would tell me. No one. I asked Molly. I asked Nonsense. I even asked Aaron from EKC People Suck what happened. I don't know if that got missed. I didn't email her. I could have emailed her and asked. But I just feel like people suck her ass. Like she's the girl, like the fucking girl in school that has the other girls that flank her. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She's that girl. And so the other girls are afraid. And it's mostly women. There are a few
Well,
dudes.
that would make perfect sense because this all reminds me very, very much of junior high school.
That's what it is.
Like, none of these people seem to have matured emotionally past the age of like
No.
13 or 14.
I don't think that they really have, which doesn't speak much well about me, but I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like
You know what? There is one thing that I find entertaining.
what?
I really find it very, very funny when one of these people is going on a diatribe for like 45 minutes about a person. And at the end of the 45 minutes, they say, but I don't really care about them. It cracks me up. Like,
The thing we listened to today, the Molly
Yeah.
we listened to today.
45 minutes
I don't care,
of
though.
da, she said this, she did that, and oh my god, she's this and she's that, and but I don't care about that person.
That lady Molly will
I don't even think about that person
Ever.
ever.
never.
I just spent 45 minutes of my life talking about her, and you know, before this video, researching all this stuff, and I obviously have not been obsessing over the comment that was made
all.
by her at all.
Molly is a life coach.
Oh. Oh. That just fucking icing on the cake.
Dude,
Man.
like I don't understand it. It's how is she a life coach, man? How is that? You know what? Cece Suarez again, who drew me into all of this shit the other day was like, "Yo, because I'm a life coach," and she held up a fucking certificate, and then she said, "Because I am a therapist," and held up another certificate from some bogus online university that she went to because she wanted to show how ridiculous it is and how many people could just like print off things by spending their somewhere between $300 and $100, $100 to $300. You too can be a life coach.
Yeah, but I'd actually be a good one.
You would be a great life coach. I think we should have like a witchcraft life coaches.
Yeah. Okay.
How to hex somebody in 3 easy steps.
So let's talk about cultural appropriation.
Oh, we're gonna do that today?
Yeah.
Okay. I was told that I was culturally appropriating the Native Americans because I talked about smudging.
Yes. Specifically, she was told that you were culturally appropriating the word smudging.
Yes.
So she asked me, actually, hang on a second. I still got this conversation. I'm going to read it to y'all. Because it's entertaining, you know?
I cannot believe I don't have a buzz yet. I've drank 4 beers and I'm sober. And no charger to charge my weed pen.
What?
I don't have a charger for my weed pen. I got this pen
Oh.
with fucking blue weed in it and I
Okay.
can't smoke it.
So this is what she wrote to me. She says, I was told today that using the word smudging was cultural appropriation. Is this true? Considering orthodoxy does it too, we call it censing, which I pointed out, but am I appropriating the word?
I don't think I mean,
Okay, here's my response. Let's think about this. What language is the word smudging? Wait, don't tell me. It's English!
it is English.
It is an English word. You can't appropriate a fucking word. Okay, so that led into a discussion about appropriation and what is not appropriation, and simply using the word smudging or saying the word smudging is not in any way appropriation at all.
Well,
Also, if we're going to talk about the practice of smudging, is that appropriation? Well, how many cultures across the world use some form of incense
Or
or
smoke.
herbs or wood or some other burning, smoldering thing that produces smoke to sense, cleanse, or smudge an area. Pretty much all of them.
Tons of them.
Pretty much all of them have used this practice at some point, either in history or currently. They do this. So, is it taking from the Native American people to do this? No, it's not.
Well, I particularly don't think that it is because I've been sensed since I was born
Yeah.
in the Orthodox
Yes.
Church, so go fuck yourself.
Yes. So where is this coming from? Because you are not the only one, and the person that brought it up to you is not the only person that has heard this.
No.
It has come, it's coming from somewhere. And so here's the thing. There is a problem with people using white sage because it has been cultivated so heavily, especially wild sage has been, gathered and taken out of nature so
Yeah.
heavily that it's becoming endangered. And that particular plant is used in ceremony for certain First Nations peoples.
Right.
And so it is an asshole move to continue to consume white sage knowing it's endangered or becoming endangered, and that the people that actually use it for their particular ceremonies that have gone on for generations.
Yeah.
That's just bogue. It's just an asshole move. Is it appropriation? We can argue that back and forth. It's an herb, it's a plant. Burning it and doing whatever you want with it, I mean, that's not the same thing as repeating the exact ceremony that they're using it for, or calling it, hey, this is a Native American ceremony that I'm
Right.
doing. It's not the same.
And it was a fucking stupid meme, by the way. When I think about you, I smudge myself. That's what started it.
Yeah. Well, and since then, I realized that the person that brought that up was more asking than
Yeah.
than
It
judging.
took me a second to
Yeah.
figure that part out. But it still prompted me to think about it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've been married to a Native American person. So, I mean, I want to be sensitive to that shit.
Cultural appropriation is a very hot button topic,
It is.
and so there's a big difference between appropriation and appreciation.
Yep.
And if you look up the definition of what appropriation actually means,
I mean, I think, honestly, if you're going to get pissy about stuff, what you should get pissy about is people putting on full headdresses and walking around
Yes.
over the fact that they're
Yes.
picking up a smudge stick.
and why?
Because those fucking people worked their ass off and did really great acts of valor to get those fucking feathers. That's why.
No, that's not why.
To me, that's what it is.
That's not why. The reason is because the person that puts on the headdress and has no idea of the significance or cultural meaning of that particular
Well, I mean,
headdress
we're saying the same thing,
is
but from
doing
different.
it disrespectfully.
But we're saying the same thing from different from opposite sides. I'm looking at the person that actually earned the feathers, and you're looking at the person who doesn't understand that person earned the feathers.
Oh, they may or may not understand. That doesn't matter. They're still being disrespectful.
They are.
So appropriation is the action of taking something for one's own use, typically without the owner's permission.
Yes.
All right.
Like
So-
Ray Ghost Talk making the fucking sweat lodge with a goddamn tarp from the fucking top of the house that you would put on there to stop it from leaking in. Bitch, really?
So if we go, okay, appropriation, that's the word, it means taking something. It's basically stealing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So when we talk about cultural appropriation, what we're talking about is stealing another person's culture and that could be anything, their language, a practice,
Yep.
their ceremonial stuff, a hairstyle, you know, a way of dressing or a look.
Yep.
Okay. The problem in defining it or recognizing it comes in, or has become kind of a hot button topic because people have gone so over the top with it to be, now you're not just looking at somebody that's using something disrespectfully. Now you're not just looking at a person that does not belong to a certain culture taking something and profiting from it, that is really
Yeah.
disgusting as well. Now we're just looking at people that really liked something and wanted to appreciate it. And where do you draw the line of who owns it? Because I can go to friend A, who belongs to, let's just say, she's Japanese, and say, hey, friend A, what do you think about white people eating sushi,
Making sushi.
wearing a kimono? And friend A might go, yeah, I don't really like that. Friend B, who's Japanese too,
Might be okay with it.
is perfectly fine with
I
it.
actually just saw a video, and I can't remember where or in what context I saw it in on YouTube, where a black person talked about just this thing, and how there were people that were bitching about, in particularly,
Braids.
braids
Mhm.
and rap music,
Yeah.
and white people doing rap music. And what she said was she sees people getting really pissy about those things, and when she sees that, she looks at it as appreciation. It's appreciation for the art. It's appreciation for the food. It's appreciation for the hairstyle. It's keeping that culture alive in whatever way. It doesn't matter that it's a white person, that's wearing their hair in dreads like Kadea does or whatever. You know what I mean? She thought it was a good thing, but I'm sure you could find, like, I when I was friends with the guy in the Wu-Tang Clan, he got a little militant and I had to fucking get rid of him. But there were black women who didn't give a fuck how aligned I was with their struggle. They didn't care.
No.
They were mad at me for even saying that I gave a fuck or whatever. They did not care. So I get that there are two sides
Mm-hmm.
of the thing. And honestly, as a white woman, it's hard to not go, well, I need to shut the fuck up because I didn't have that
Yeah.
struggle.
Well, it also seems very much directed at white people in general, of course, because
should be. Everything
you
was stolen.
you don't really see a whole lot of Japanese rappers,
No.
okay?
No.
So if a Japanese person decides to rap, is there gonna be a whole outcry about
Probably
how that's
not.
appropriation?
No. But and in the United States in particular, we took everything from theirs and appropriated
Yeah.
it into our own
Yeah,
culture.
colonialism is
Yeah.
baseline issue here is and especially with black women, because black women in this country historically have been the most oppressed
Oh, absolutely.
and the most disregarded, disrespected, and stolen from people, so
While they're
it's
raising,
hard not to sit there and go, yeah, you have to be sensitive to
Yes.
what other people are telling you.
Yeah,
And you have to
yes.
listen and understand, this is their life, their struggle, their story, and you have no right to tell them,
And take your ego out of it. Take your fucking ego out of it. I wish my mother was alive so badly so that I could look at her and tell her that the Greek okra that she learned how to make from Tarpon Springs was actually a fucking dish that their slaves taught those Greek people that.
How to make.
Yes!
Yes.
Oh my god!
Mhm.
When I figured it out, I was like, and actually, it was a black lady who I knew from the bank I worked at who looked at me and she said, "Do your people grow okra?"
Right.
And I'm like,
No.
"No."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with black-eyed peas.
Well, that wasn't something that Greek people did, but the okra and tomato sauce, that was a thing. And my mom's like, "Yeah, it's Greek, you know. We fucking grew. We not grew. We made the okra. The Greek people. I learned it from my grandmother, or not from my grandmother, from this lady in Tarpon Springs. Your aunt, your uncle. They all learned this from this lady in Tarpon Springs. This Greek lady in Tarpon Springs taught them how to make this fucking okra, and it's a Greek thing. And it never even occurred to me in the '80s to look at my mom and go, what green thing grew on the mountainsides in fucking Greece, bitch?
Yeah. Not okra.
No, we grew potatoes and citrus.
Yep. Yep.
That's why, if you eat a Greek salad, they didn't put potato salad underneath it. That's some other shit that we did not do. And there was no lettuce in a Greek salad. It was fucking cucumbers, tomatoes, onions. That was it.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're lucky, you got a green pepper.
Yeah.
A lot of feta, a lot of olive cheese. Olives. Maybe I am buzzed. Olives, cheese, olive oil, vinegar, salt and pepper, oregano.
Yeah.
Which Katerina and I were like, one time when I was like buying fresh oregano, I'm like calling her on the phone, "Woman, Italian oregano?" And she said, "Did you think Greeks were the only ones that had oregano?" This child told me this.
Oh my god.
No, bitch, the oregano is from Greeks. Everything comes from the Greek.
Everything. You give me a word.
Any
Any
word
word, and I tell you how it came from.
came from the Greeks.
So anyway, the point here about cultural appropriation is it's become sort of a blanket term for a lot of things and a lot of things for people to get worked up about. And I am not a big fan of blanketing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really think our society has become one of, chronic sound bites. We have to have everything. We have to have one little sound bite to sum up a whole big picture.
Well, it's
of
like
things.
taking anything out of context, right?
Yeah, and we just can't do that. Not and live in a sane, happy world. You have to kind of look at one thing at a time and look at it situationally and circumstance around it.
So here's what I think, and I've said this to you years ago. You may or may not remember it. I think the problem is we really don't have a culture as a country.
Yeah.
We don't have a community culture.
Yeah.
Not something that we can homogenize. Like when I lived in Greece, but when I went to Greece and I was there when I was a kid, and it was festival time, it was fucking Beltane. That's when I went, and they had a 3-day festival for fucking Beltane while I was there. And I didn't know it then, but now I know because I know what time of the year I was there and I know what we were doing for 3 days while we were there. The whole village was at this fucking party for 3 days. We don't have anything like that. I mean, 4th of July, what do we do? We shoot guns, we shoot off fireworks, we get drunk, we beat our wives or whatever. That's our culture.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing that we don't have a state religion, but they had everything. They had their religion, they had their holidays, they did their thing together. We don't have that. And we haven't, and when I grew up in St. Louis, when I went past the old church and everything, and I was telling Bob, okay, so here's the Orthodox church, across the street was the Jewish church, right next door was the Protestant church, over here was where the Catholics were, the Roman Catholics, so the Italian Catholics, and then we blocked off the street right here. one whatever holiday that was. It was probably in May. Is what I think it was. And everybody came out, and the Greeks cooked the Greek food, and the Italians cooked the Italian food, and the Jews were cooking their Jewish food, and we all had rides, and we all had music, and we all were out in the fucking street, and we were all hanging out with each other. We don't do that. How did that stop? We don't do anything to make the melting pot melt together.
Well,
Not even at all.
I was just, it's funny that you said that, because I was just gonna say, I just listened to something about how, you know, the whole idea of the melting pot is a fallacy. We're not a melting pot. We're, you know, clannish. You know,
Because all of those different clans came over here.
yeah, and they more or less kind of stuck to their own groups.
But when I
So,
remember
you
that
know-
particular thing, though, Michelle, where we were all going from place to place, we were all there the same day having our little fucking picnic thing, and you were wandering in and out of all of these churches that you would have never went into any other time, and eating their food and listening to their music, and even like some of the kids had rock bands and were playing out on the street, and we all like that was the first time I fell in love with a bass player. I was like 12.
Yeah.
You know, why don't we do things like that to celebrate that kind of?
Because we're not a melting pot. That's why. That's what I was trying to say, is the reason, you know, is because Americans in general have become very kind of, you know, clannish and stick to your own, and we also don't really give a lot of connection or history to where things come from. So, you know, like, just like with the appropriation of paganism into Christianity,
Yeah.
you know, there are people that have gone their whole lives from little bitty children, and they're 90 years old now, and have no idea at all whatsoever that a Christmas tree
Is pagan.
is pagan, and would not believe you if you told them
No,
that.
and they'd be offended if you did tell them and
Yes.
could prove it. That would be even
Yes.
more offensive to them.
The lining of the house with boughs of holly and evergreen boughs,
Yeah, it's a return of the sun. All of that.
it's a complete pagan practice. It was, you know, it was something that the Christians couldn't stamp out, so they had to take it on and make it part of their own and call it Christian, just so they could be like, oh, okay, yeah, this isn't that, this is this now. But that whole idea there of somebody that has lived their entire life and has no idea that the practice that they're practicing comes from something completely different, that's very widespread, especially in this country. So you have people doing things that have come from Ireland or Scotland or Italy or Greece, all over,
Yeah.
because it was brought here,
Yeah.
and they don't know that it came from somewhere else.
And then, of course, we assimilated some of the practices of Native Americans and the slaves that we brought
Yeah.
here as well, and then turned it into our own thing.
Yes.
You know, it's just fucking maddening to me that, you know, we can't just celebrate all of, even though it's different, the practices might be different, there's still the similarities to it. I mean, if you look at every single creation story, there's always a savior, there's always, even though the savior might not look like the savior that you understand, you know, there's always a return of the sun,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. There's
Mithras.
yeah, well, fucking Helios.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it just doesn't matter. It just because. I mean, when I was a Christian, and people would talk about, well, you know, like how do they talk about that, because they talked about those things sometimes. There's very like just danced around the edges of these other kind of savior gods and goddesses, and I remember sitting in a class at one point before I even understood any of the paganism, because God knows I wasn't going to do that then. But I remember at some point looking at some Sunday school teacher Wednesday night prayer meeting and going, well, why would somebody who was a Kiwi in the bush accept, at that time in my head, a white Jesus coming into them and going, yes, I'm your God, when that person doesn't even look like them? So why would it be weird for you to think that Jesus came to these people in a different face, so that he looked or she looked like that person, or what they thought was their savior, God, goddess, whatever? To me, even then, I was like, well, God probably came in a face that was similar to the people, if he created them in his or her image, so like all these faces, right?
Yeah.
Like a diamond with different facets.
How did you make it as far as you did in the church with all this heresy coming out of your mouth?
Well, I got in a lot of trouble. I was always being called to the office. Heretic. Woman!
Burn! She's a witch!
She's a witch.
Burn her!
Burn the witch. If they could have, I'm sure they would have.
Yeah.
But I did say that. I'm like, well, doesn't it make sense to you that, Buddha wouldn't talk to them, right? Allah.
Yeah.
He went and talked to them, but it was all the same person, right? And they were like, no. Why? Why isn't it the same person? Well, I mean, God in 3 persons? Why couldn't it God in 36 persons? I mean, what? It's all the same, right? No.
No.
But why?
Because those people aren't white. That's
Neither was
why.
Jesus. That's the part that I did. Look at, when I said that to Marcy, you could literally see her head go. I was like, yo, is he white? Yeah, Jesus, no, bitch, he is not white. He was an Arab. The tribe of fucking Judah. Do you know why he was the tribe of Judah? Because he had fucking dreadlocks, bitch. Do you understand? I don't know why you say this shit to me. I don't know why you say that to me, Michelle. He was not. That is blasphemy. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You saying he had blonde hair and blue eyes turned him into Aryan Jesus. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
He looked more like me and actually darker than me. Than you.
Anyway, yeah, that's our TED Talk. Next time, join us for why.
Marriage is stupid.
Yeah. Also, before we go, though, I just want to touch on the how, because we're talking about culture and how culture has been sort of assimilated into American society.
Borgs.
Yeah.
You fucking Borgs.
We assimilate everything.
Resistance is futile.
So, the very, in our speech or the words that we use also evolves over time with any luck.
Yeah, because you say bruh instead of bro.
Yeah.
Bruh.
So Native American, native to this land, and American, both English words, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, better than, some freaking slur, right?
Yeah.
But still, not really very accurate there.
No.
So,
Still a colonialized fucking name.
yeah. So, in order to educate and so people can do better, try, First Nations people or Indigenous people, because, or, if you know their nation's name, call them that, because
Lakota.
they're actually belong to a nation of people.
They do.
They're not just little tribes that
No.
existed here. They weren't just primitive little tribesmen.
No.
They, you know, they deserve our respect and they deserve to not be, you know,
Because-
trivialized by our colonialism speak.
And because we
And-
wouldn't even be alive, it wouldn't have even happened if they hadn't kept us alive.
Yeah.
They were gonna die.
Yeah. So, you know, First Nations people, indigenous people, rather than, you know, Native American. Because Native American, okay, my family has been here since before most of the country was actually states.
Not mine.
You know, I'm like the 7th generation born here.
Third.
So, am I?
No. I'm second
do-
generation born here.
Do I get to call? When does the native part start?
Well, it's just like anything else. Okay, today, because I didn't like Ron DeSantis had that thing about the fucking health insurance for people that make less than 59,000. When I said, so what does he like insurance? Does he want us to have medical care or not? Because he says he doesn't agree with some things. They were like, move. Why do I gotta move? It's the same shit. Like, why?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Why shouldn't you move then?
Yeah.
Out of the fucking country.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a different thing. But
it's the same thing. Like,
they've been that has gone on. That argument has gone on for just every time we have a new president running for office, because people think, you know, a lot of politicians have the slogan or some variation of the slogan, we need to take America back.
or make it great again.
Yeah.
Or good again.
Yes,
Or better again.
those types of words. Take it back.
Take it back from what?
Exactly. We've not been invaded.
No.
No
We
other,
are the invaders.
yeah, no other country has taken us over. So who are you taking it back from?
No.
There's no taking it back because it hasn't been stolen.
But the thing is,
Except it has.
I'm just
But you know.
yeah. and in reality, I do want to leave the state, so there is that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go to a redder state because I want torment in my life. But the food is good. The food is good. The scenery is great. The fucking architecture is beautiful. 4 seasons. And we already have friends there.
Just because they like you.
They're gonna like you.
Okay.
Laura likes you.
Who?
Laura.
Yeah.
Julie likes you.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Why wouldn't Julie like you?
I don't know.
She likes you.
Nobody likes me.
Kristen likes you.
Yeah, they do.
I tell you.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Right. I mean, we could just keep going and be like the rest of these motherfuckers and just keep leave it up and just keep talking because that's what we do. It don't even matter. Tomorrow's my birthday, you hookers. When I said I didn't think I had a buzz, I think I'm finally getting one right now. Finally. Or I might be tired. I don't know which. You can't tell for sure. I don't have any weed. It's weird.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want another cartridge. Bob's like, I never can find my chargers. Cartridges are the worst. Let me just tell you, because like I have the pen. The pen is great, but I have nothing to charge the thing with because I can never keep track of them. That's because I have ADHD and I don't know what I do with my shit.
Yes, I've recently diagnosed her with ADHD.
Oh no, Brittany agreed with you before my shit was cut short. I don't know what I do with my stuff. I lose things all the fucking time. When I got here, I was sure that I didn't bring things and they were in my car. I had to just like calm down and go out to my car and find them. Even though I knew that I put everything in there that I wanted to bring, I was sure I didn't have certain things and they were here. I've purchased more products for toiletries than I probably need for a lifetime between your house, my house, and Bob's house. I really need to like get my shit together and just like live in one whole place all the time. But I don't know how that's possible when my boyfriend lives an hour and a half away from me. And I mean, unless I want to move down there full time, I just don't know what to do. I'm torn because I want to be with my kid, and even though I'm here and I'm not with my kid.
But yeah, his buddy's 5 minutes away, and you'll
He
see.
is 5 minutes. So tomorrow I'm going to see him. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to that. Skinny's put out today that they have new hoodies in all these different colors. And so I messaged them like, do you have tie-dye? And they were like, yes, we do. And they said, but you need to like tell us if you want one because they go really fast and we don't have very many in the store. And I said, so if you have a large, and just tell me how much it costs. So they're going to pull one aside for me that's tie-dye. I want a Skinny's hoodie so bad. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully Marcy's going to come out tomorrow. Kind of want to see her dumbass. I know. But I kind of want to see her. She's probably not going to come. Maybe her daughter will, though. I love Megan.
Yep.
There's 2 people, but no one's commenting. Oh, wait. What's that? I have 2 things. Do I have the wrong thing up? Oh, look. Ray Bay the Hooligan, hello. Ray Bay the Hooligan, happy birthday. Hi, thank you. That's very kind. I didn't see her because I had the fucking chat thing off because I'm a dummy.
And she's also squinting her eyes.
I am squinting my
really
eyes.
tiny instead of putting her glasses on.
I know. Because after a while, when you're drinking, your glasses don't work anymore anyway. Who is watching the Meghan and Harry thing? I'm just totally digging it. I'm listening to the gossip. Which gossip? Do you want me to gossip some more? Just tell me. I'll gossip the whole time. Ray Baby the Hooligan. He's got to be from YouTube. Maybe he's from Facebook. I don't know. You're from YouTube? What gossip did you hear? I don't know what gossip I was talking about. All those people, all those bitches bitching. All those bitches bitching. You know what? I'm like an old lady. No, I'm not like one. I am an old lady. When I was a kid, you've seen All In with Ari. Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, All In with Ari. I did a whole thing about her too, that bitch. Fucking, all you gotta be is young and pretty and you can grift people out of money. She didn't even have to show her titties and that bitch made money. So unfair. When I was her age, I was gonna have to take my top off to get money. That's just so... I'm homeless.
Sorry.
What the fuck was that?
A commercial.
Okay. You liked it? Really? Thank you. That was very nice of you. She irritated me. That really... I can't tell you how offensive it is to me that you can just like lie and get money. It reminds me of that shirt I bought for Steven when he got in the band and he never wore it.
What was it?
Fuck bitches get money.
Oh god.
He was like, I'm not wearing this, Mom.
Yeah, good on him. So, what was the lie?
What lie? I said a lie?
No.
Oh, about that All In with Ari?
Yeah.
You don't know that story?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, so she was this like really pretty fucking girl, and she was doing the whole van life thing.
Okay.
And she said that, this is my first video, and she was just really cute, just like how I used to be able to get tires in 1984, So she was like lying. She ran away from her life, basically is what she had a kid. She was a terrible mother. She's acted like she was homeless, but she wasn't homeless. And just was grifting and talking about, you know, she was trying to live in California and living on the street and all this bullshit, and really had money and really had a family, and said she had no one, and just and her fucking shit went viral, and all of a sudden she was like monetized, making like 30-40 grand a month from a lie.
Yeah.
So, you know, my justice boner went craziness. Because why? You know? Like, if I was 22, I could lie my ass off too and just tell people all kinds of ridiculous shit. Honestly, I wouldn't have had to lie. If I was 22 or looked like I was 22 and just talked about the trauma I've been through with my parents, I probably could make $1 bazillion.
Yep.
If I filmed from my car and said that's where I lived.
Yep. So this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. People thinking that they are actually have a friendship or a
Mhm.
relationship with somebody on the internet or a celebrity that they
Yep.
don't fucking know
Yep.
at all.
Yep.
So when you know somebody, when you actually know somebody, have a relationship with
Yeah.
them, friendship, whatever, there's an expectation that you're not lying to me about who you are and what is your life. But when I see somebody on the internet living the van life
Yeah, which we know now is bullshit.
and doing whatever and saying whatever, they're an entertainer. There's no expectation.
But I don't think that everybody on YouTube feels that way. I think they think that
I
what
don't
they're saying
care
is
that
true.
they don't feel that way. That is how they feel about it is irrelevant.
Yeah, she did lose her child due to child neglect. But what I'm saying is, yeah, in 1984, bitch, I'm gonna be 61 tomorrow, cause I'm cute still. Don't even forget it. You would, if you saw me, you wouldn't know I was 61. But I ain't showing you because my hair is icky. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky. On skinnies in my onesie.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So she lied about who she was
She
and
did.
what her life was, and she made a bunch of money out of
A
it.
ton.
Yep. No different than watching a movie. Those people are lying in a movie.
Yes, but you know that when you buy your ticket. I don't think that some of these people knew that shit. Thank you, Ray Baby the Hooligan. He's telling me happy birthday.
Aw.
You should subscribe to my channel. I come live. I come live.
No, you do not. It's not that kind of channel.
It is not that kind of channel. 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. With or without Ballora. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. He already subscribed.
Aw.
That's awesome. We're witches, Ray. Just so you know. So we talk about a lot of witchy shit and politics. I'm kind of feminist too. Hope that doesn't offend you. Don't unsubscribe because of it. So, yep, I asked him to put aside a fucking hoodie for me there at
Yeah.
Skinny's, because that's what, yeah. Because I want one of them, I saw one of the fucking waitresses the last time I was there, and she had it on. I was like, bitch, I want that fucking hoodie. So, I figured that would be kind of cool to wear. I don't understand, like, dude, Marcy doesn't live there. That's my bar, and she knew everybody when we were at that event. I don't want to say what kind of event it was because, you know.
Yeah.
But she knew everybody, like everybody.
Well, I already told you.
I'm not Allie or Ari or whatever. Yeah, no, I ain't her. Yeah. I'm not going to go drink every day. I like to get my drink on, but
Yeah.
I'm not doing it every day.
Yeah, and nor should you.
If this was like Amsterdam, I would go to the weed bar every day. Why can't we have a weed bar? We should have a weed bar.
Aren't they called hookah lounges?
No, that's tobacco. Have you ever been to one?
No,
Oh God, it's the worst.
that sounds awful.
It is awful. It was so smoky and it was disgusting. Lucinda and I were tripping fucking face. And we went into this hookah bar because Patrick was playing in a band. And so we went there. We ate LSD like dummies before we went into the fucking hookah bar. And it hit just as we walked into the bar. And the furniture was huge and upside down. So imagine you have the chair with the back down on the floor. And I'm walking in going, am I fucking in Alice Wonderland right now? Like, what is happening? And had to figure out where was I going to sit, what was I going to do, and how was I going to act.
Why was the furniture upside
I
down?
don't know. It's just how they had it at this bar.
Did they turn it upside down to like reserve it? For
No,
somebody?
you sat in it like that.
Okay.
And so then they come up to you and they want you to fucking purchase the hookah stuff. And I'm like, what am I? And I'm tripping. So obviously I'm open to everything anyone's telling me because I just want them to get away from me. Yes, I want it all. Give it to me. Put it all on the table right now.
Oh my god.
So I buy this shit. Me and Lucinda are looking at it like, what are we gonna do with it? And she said, there's another bar next door. So we went next door and left all of that on the table. We told Patrick, come get us when you're done with your stupid show. And we went next door to the bar next door. And this is the best story ever. We go in there and we're ordering drinks, right? She goes, I don't have any money. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm going to buy you a drink. What do you want? Crown. I want Crown Royal. Okay. So we look at the guy and we go, she wants Crown on the rocks. He goes, top shelf Crown? We're like, okay, wait a minute. For real, dude. I was like, do we get a choice? Because if there's bottom shelf Crown, that's what I want to pay for.
Okay, wait a minute. What?
Yes!
What was he even talking about?
We were dying. Do you want the top shelf Crown?
No, give me the
Give me the bottom. I want the cheaper Crown.
Oh my god.
I was dying. And then it was like 85,000 bikers in the bar.
What bar was this?
Some bar in fucking Spring Hill next door to the hookah lounge where he was playing
Oh, okay.
at. So then we're sitting at the bar and suddenly we were converged on by like 8,000 dudes that wanted to hit on probably Lucinda, but they were giving me a token hit on because I was sitting next to her. So we became lesbians at that moment. That shit was so funny. Yeah, fucking weed is good. Okay?
Yeah, Mr. Mackey.
Yes, it is.
So we watched an episode of Hoarders last night.
Oh my god, at least I know I'm clean.
I like to watch Hoarders when I need to get in the mood to clean.
I'd rather watch the Gypsy Ladies if I'm in a mood to clean. Them bitches made me feel really good. I needed a little tiny booty shorts to clean in though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not the right attire.
The shorts you had on this morning when you got up, you could wear those.
I know. I'm thinking that's good.
Yeah.
I want to wear those. I want to get some big hoop earrings,
Yeah.
and I want to get a B and a Z necklace.
Okay.
Start calling him B. B!
No. Please don't.
Fucker!
Yeah, so we're watching this episode of Hoarders.
Oh my god, it's horrible!
And the one lady, I mean, okay, let me just preface this by saying I feel really bad for the people and the families that, are
That
dealing
care
with
about
this,
those people?
because it is
Something's
a really
wrong, yes.
horrible mental illness.
It is.
But we both kind of have a dark sense of humor.
We do.
So we're watching this episode of Hoarders, and this lady's house is infested with cockroaches.
So many and
Like,
live
they're
and dead.
They're just
Everywhere.
everywhere. Just crawling out the walls,
On the
over all the
ceilings.
garbage, just everywhere.
Oh.
And the cameraman, the narrator, camera person, it switches to this lady and is like, so there's a lot of cockroaches in here, and she's like, well, I got a fogger.
A fogger!
And Michelle just busts out, a fogger!
One fogger!
One fogger! Like, this house is completely covered in cockroaches. It's just,
So many cockroaches.
yeah, so, yeah, that's
That there were no dead animals in that house.
so there probably weren't, because usually when there are, they show that they found dead animals in there, so,
Dude, it was bad.
yeah.
I have to get another beer. Keep talking to them.
So
And I gotta
yeah,
pee, too.
that's our new catchphrase now.
Fogger.
Is fogger, a fogger.
What's the other one?
And then later on, we were watching a nail video, because this is my life now. I guess we watch freaking women talking about other women and getting all worked up about nothing, and nail videos.
No,
That's-
there was another.
That's what we watch.
But there was something else besides fogger.
Yeah, well, the nail video.
Oh, that was the
Yes.
cleaning thing.
No, the nail video thing that came first. Cause, okay, so this one lady,
Wait, there was fogger, and what was the other word we yelled?
subtle. I'm
Subtle.
getting there.
Okay.
So
Yeah, nails by
Yeah.
Dick.
she puts on this nail tutorial video, and this lady is, doing fake acrylic nails or whatever. I don't know what they're called. This is why we say we're like 180 degrees opposite each other, because she can't go without her nail kit anywhere, and I don't want that shit anywhere near me. I find it pretty though, because I'm an artist and I like the art of it, so there's that. So it's not so bad for me to watch those videos. But this lady, she puts on these nails that are literally like having knife blades on the ends of all her fingertips. They're like 6.5 inches past the end of her fingertips
Stilettos.
and pointed. And then she puts like some glitter on there, and then she's like, yeah, I want some of these snowflakes on there, so she puts some snowflakes on there, and then she
The
puts some more
white-
gel stuff on top of there to like coat all that in.
the white
And then
snowflake.
she's like drawing more stuff on there, putting more stuff, and she's like, yeah, this, I just want a real subtle. What? Subtle? What the fuck? This is like, I don't think that you know what that word means. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
It was so awesome. Subtle.
Subtle. I just like literally all the glitter,
It was
all
so
the
awesome.
shit stuck on there, and drawings on there, and 7.5 inches long.
They were so long. You could take an eye out with them.
And she's like, let me just say, she did not say this with any irony whatsoever. There was no
Oh, no,
irony.
she meant it.
She meant it 100%.
That
But
they
in
were
her
subtle.
mind,
Those were subtle.
these blindingly sparkly snowflake covered 6.5 inch
They were
long
subtle.
daggers
They were
on the end
subtle.
of her nails.
But she put peel off base coat so she could take them right off, so that was subtle.
Were subtle.
They were subtle.
Subtle. So now all day long we've been wandering in our house. One of us will yell "Fire!"
Back me
and
up
the
to
other
that.
one will go "Subtle!"
That's what we're gonna do tomorrow at the restaurant.
They're gonna love us at the bar tomorrow.
So love us. I hope the Proud Boys are there so we scare them. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So this is what we do.
This is what we do. I'm really,
Yeah.
they look good.
Yeah.
They actually look like they're my nails.
Yes. Yep. By the way, I was just go like with your left hand, so that put all 5 up, and so let me see. Can you move your pinky down? Okay. That is the tiniest little itty bitty nail I have ever seen in my entire. It looks like
It's
a
so small.
baby. Like that
It's
nail
so small.
belongs to a 5-year-old child. It is so tiny. Your your fingers are just like, how do you
They're
have
not that small.
that? We need to take a picture because that nail is the tiniest little itty bitty nail. I mean, it belongs on your hand. It fits with all the rest. You
I'm
just have super tiny little itty bitty baby nails.
I love how good I did my polish this time, except for the thumbs, that's because when you put them in there like this. So now I know I have to dry those first this way. But I need a camera so I can do my nails and just start showing people
Yeah.
how. I'm pretty sure the next set that I do, I think I put too much liquid when I was doing them this time.
Yeah, so I need to get a overhead camera set up anyway because I want to start doing videos of tarot readings.
Yup.
So we can just switch back and forth. We can set it up somewhere and leave it set up, and then I can do my readings under it, and then you can do your nails.
Oh, let me pull one of my cards for what tomorrow is supposed to be like.
Yeah, this is
Michelle bought me these cards, my little bag of sweary affirmations. And I'm gonna pull an affirmation card for my birthday tomorrow. Probably pull another one tomorrow too, because tomorrow's my actual birthday. When I'll be 61 years old. When you add 6 and 1 together, that's 7. So that's how old I'm gonna act in my
Oh.
onesie tomorrow.
God help me.
Poor Bob. He doesn't even know what he's coming into.
Nope.
B and M. That's bad, right? B and M is bad. I was thinking that when if we want to put up like initials on the walls, it would be S and M, which is even worse for our last names, Sullivan and McGaffis. But fitting.
Yeah, that, yeah.
Positive vibes only. Fuck negativity. That's for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I like it. Yep, that's good. That poor lady, man. Fucking that creep show art thing was bad.
Yeah.
But it taught me some shit.
Random switch of conversation direction.
Oh, the fuck negativity. That's what it made me think of.
Okay.
I wish you could come down for New Year's Eve
I am
and
not
eat Jersey Mike's and sit in Studio 36.
I'm not driving.
I know
anywhere
you're
on
not.
New Year's Eve, sorry.
It's okay. That's the part I hate. Like being stuck down. Well, it's not really stuck down there, but it's just like I feel like I'm trapped between two places,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have a place. I live out of a suitcase. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna have to come home and do billing every month. There's always gonna be that, you know. And I like to be here, even though I'm not really at the house anymore, just so the kids have me close by to pick up the slack. And I feel like that makes Bob feel bad because I have to split my time. I mean, even if I cut off part of that life, I'd still have to come back because all right, gonna go. Peace out. I know that's weird. Bye. Ain't nobody